At the age of 80, the Buddha completed his last training retreat in Vaishali, and here he announced that in 3 months he would leave this world and attain Parinirvana in Kushinagar. With this calm acknowledgement, he began his journey, choosing the humble village of Kushinagar as the site of his final rest. The Buddha finally arrived at the Sāla Grove of the Mallas in Kushinagar near the Hiranyavati River. This was the last destination of his long journey. The Buddha prepared for his final rest. He asked Ānanda to arrange a resting place between two sal trees, with its head to the north. The Buddha lay down on his right side in the lion's pose, graceful and composed. As night fell, Buddha gave his final teachings to the monks who had gathered around him. As his final moments approached, the Buddha instructed Ānanda to invite the Mallas, the ruling clan of Kushinagar, to pay their respects. Though heartbroken, Ānanda carried out the request, and the Mallas, overwhelmed with grief, gathered under the sal trees. Some wept openly, others knelt in silent reverence, but all were united in their devotion to the Enlightened One. Lying between the twin sal trees at Kushinagar, the Buddha prepared to enter Parinirvana. The Buddha entered deep meditative states, ascending through the four dhyanas and higher absorptions, reaching the cessation of perception and feeling. Ānanda, overwhelmed, believed that Buddha had passed. But Anuruddha, a monk with deep spiritual insight, informed him that Buddha was transitioning through meditative states. Finally, the Buddha returned to the fourth dhyana, and he moved beyond all perceptions, attaining a state of perfect peace. In this state of ultimate liberation, he entered Parinirvana, free from all sufferings, death, and rebirth. Anuruddha declared that Buddha had left the mortal world and attained the state of Parinirvana. The world fell silent. The sal trees swayed, the earth trembled gently, and celestial flowers rained from the sky. Among the disciples, emotions ranged from deep sorrow to calm acceptance. Anuruddha reminded the assembly of the teachings of impermanence. The people of Kushinagar, overwhelmed by grief and devotion, decided to give him a cremation befitting a universal monarch. Ānanda had given detailed instructions for the preparation of the body. With great care and reverence, the body was first wrapped in fine silk cloth. Layers of soft, white cotton wool were added before another wrapping of silk fabric, symbolizing the purity and serenity of his teachings. The funeral pyre was built with the finest fragrant woods, sandalwood, and other aromatic timbers. 7 days after Buddha's passing, his body was carried to the cremation site, the very place where the Malla kings of Kushinagar were crowned. The entire city gathered, their faces a mix of sorrow and reverence, as they formed a procession to accompany the Supreme Teacher on his final journey. As the fire consumed the physical remains of the Buddha, clouds gathered in the sky, and gentle rain began to fall, cooling the flames. After the cremation, the Buddha's sacred relics were carefully collected and enshrined by the Mallas. However, news of his passing spread quickly, and leaders from distant regions came to Kushinagar, each hoping to claim and receive a share of the relics. The Sakyas of Kapilvastu, the Lichvis of Vaishali, and others, all deeply connected to the Buddha's teachings, laid their claims. Dispute arose, threatening the harmony that the Buddha had spent his life teaching. Amid this tension, a wise Brahmin named Drone came forward. With calm words, he reminded the leaders of the Buddha's message of unity, compassion, and non-violence. He proposed dividing the relics into 8 equal parts so that each clan could honor the Buddha. Moved by Drona's wisdom, the leaders agreed. Each clan built a stupa to house their share of the relics. These stupas became centers of pilgrimage and devotion.